Don't ruin your life. If you're reluctant to say something to a friend, then don't. Here, we're talking about something you're considering saying to a friend but are reluctant to do so. This reluctance, that uncomfortable, disturbing, nagging gut feeling that you should always pay attention to, is telling you to shut up. Thinking before speaking, especially if you feel any reluctance to say something, is good advice in any situation with any person or group. But here I'm specifically discussing its role regarding your friends, especially close and valued friends. There are two types of comments you should be very wary of making to a friend. Both will generally cause you to feel reluctant to say them. The first is personal criticism, a negative observation about your friend's character, habits, judgment, or actions. The second is disturbing information, such as something negative about your friend's parents, romantic interest, spouse, or children. It's this second type of comment, disturbing information, that can potentially cause the most damage to a friendship. Here's an example. Let's say things you've seen and heard have convinced you that Sheila, the wife of your friend Mike, is having an affair. You keep thinking it's your duty as a friend to tell Mike, but you're reluctant to do so. This reluctance is your warning to shut up. Why should you shut up? Several possible reasons. 1. Maybe Mike is unaware of Sheila's affair and for his own reasons wouldn't want to know about it. 2. Maybe Mike suspects the affair but for his own reasons doesn't want it confirmed. 3. Maybe Mike knows about the affair, but for his own reasons doesn't want to talk about it with you or anyone else. 4. Maybe, despite convincing circumstantial evidence, including seeing Sheila in another man's company and seeing her behave like his lover, she is in fact not having an affair. If your interpretation of what you saw was wrong, then telling Mike his wife is having an affair is a malicious act, even if you mean well. The last item is especially important. Communicating false information about a situation with potentially life-changing consequences, even if you believed it to be true, is very hard for the affected parties to ever forgive. As with an earlier item of advice, don't automatically accept one person's side of a story. Someone's belief in wrong information is the basis of untold numbers of tragic tales, plays, songs, movies, and real-life events. What if you're convinced that Sheila is having an affair and Mike directly asks you if you have any knowledge or suspicions about it? A simple yes answer could cause Mike to accuse you of betraying your friendship by not speaking up earlier. In this situation, unless you've actually seen Sheila engaging in sex acts with another person, the truthful and complete response to Mike would be some version of, "I suspected it, but I didn't know it, so it would be wrong to say something to you or anyone else." It would be hard for Mike to find any fault with your reasoning. But what if you actually know for a fact, no question about it, that Sheila's having an affair, and one day Mike directly asks you if you have any knowledge or suspicions about Sheila having an affair? Do you lie to him and deny any knowledge? Or do you say yes and risk Mike thinking you've betrayed him by not telling him earlier? Well, you don't lie, of course. Instead, as above, you give a truthful response, which is some version of, "I knew Sheila was having an affair, but I didn't know if it was right to say anything." This is an absolutely true response. The fact is, in the situation described above, there is no absolute right or wrong decision about telling your friend what you know. It depends on too many unknown factors, all of which are subject to change. Infidelity is just one of many types of disturbing information you should keep to yourself if you feel significant reluctance to talk about it. If and when you believe some particular information is both absolutely correct and crucially important to a friend, your reluctance will disappear and you should speak up. In other words, when the reluctance is gone, the advice no longer applies.